and just what friends are really for in times of need, help me welcome friend Wale Edun for something that he has to say here today.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, please. Not for me, just to start with what we have seen from Suji. A very good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's our 59th birthday coming up. It's Sujimoto's 5th birthday coming up. And I'm very happy to spend time here this evening with him because he's a young man who, just from afar, at first, I realized has what we need in Nigeria of today. We saw many images, a lot of messaging that he just gave us. In his brief remarks, the one I'll emphasize for us all, he talked there about keeping your word. He talked about letting your word be your bond. And I think that's what I will single out most about him. He's a young man of vision, he's a young man of ideas, he's a young man who is an example of the fact that the last 5 years have probably been some of the most difficult. As we saw from his video, a lot of businesses have gone to the wall in the last 5 years because the liquidity has dried up. And there's no way that he would have been immune. So what singles him out for me the most of all is that in these last 5 tough years was when he started his dream. He started his company. And in no time at all, he ran into headwinds. He had a huge project, typically audacious, typically high-end, and typically courageous. But you know what? He has here Giuliano. That was called something else. It was meant to be in Ikoyi proper, as they say. It didn't come to be. He ran into headwinds. He wasn't able to go on, as many other people were not over that period of time. And I remember a friend of mine who had bought into his dream, and he had paid a deposit, so many $1,000s. And I remember just briefly after, I just said to that friend of mine, by the way, what about that project that you bought into, that audacious young man's project? And he said, you know what? That project isn't to be, but the young man paid me every single penny that I deposited with him, and he did that for every single person that he contracted to build a property for them. With that integrity and with that ability to keep his word, I am sure the sky is very much the limit. This young man, Sijibomi Ogundele, is very much, I would say, a role model. He is what we ask for our young people. The pity is that our generation should have and still should do more for them, but they are not waiting for us. We have in many, many ways failed them, and I think we should be willing to admit that. But the beauty is that they are so good, they can even overcome our shortcomings and deliver for us fantastic projects just like the Giuliano. Once again, I wish him all the very best. I congratulate him, and I hold him up as an example of what we need to encourage and see more of in Nigeria. Thank you very much.